We had the most dog shit Monday Night Football. And that's why we're recording immediately after. We just wanted to talk about this shit, get it out the way. We got all the boys back. We got Mike. Dallas will be fine. We're going to get to that. We're going to go over the game picks and whatnot. But, I mean, we just watched Monday night. It's fresh on our minds. I guess we can start with that. Stafford's washed.
The Bengals are washed.
I don't really think Stafford's washed.
I think it's just an overall shit show.
Stafford's line is washed.
Yeah, the O-line's like the same as last year, and the Bengals have like one of the best defensive lines. They just had a day.
I agree.
I think that Jamar Chase finally had like the Jamar Chase game. Like we've been waiting for him to actually. Whose phone's dinging? All right, Jamar Chase finally had a breakout game. Joe Mixon got some first downs when Joe couldn't throw the ball.
Dude, nah, Gabe.
Oh my fucking god!
Bro,
What did you do? I mean, Mike, what did you think of the Rams and Bengals?
I think, the Bengals really capitalized. The Ravens have a bunch of injuries, and it's good for the Bengals to bounce back like that. I figured the Bengals would win, but the past 2 weeks, I just give Joe Burrow credit for sucking it up and coming through for his team on a really hot Rams team,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even the Rams playing as good as they did, like they had those moments where they had Puka, where they had Tutu, like they were making these big plays, and they just couldn't get a touchdown. Like I don't know what happened to the Bengals D line, but they played really good.
The Rams sucked in the red zone tonight.
Kyron Williams might be like the fakest like running back story of the year. Like they're like, we're ready to trade Cam Akers, like. He literally can't run it and score unless he's within 3 yards. Like I just don't see like that working as their game plan. They're just gonna keep, and I can't even imagine what it looks like when Kupp is back. But I feel like that's just gonna be like if he could be a sliver of what he was before, like they could get this offense back on track.
Yeah,
I feel
Week 5, right?
they'll be fine once Kupp's back.
I feel like Burrow got completely bailed out tonight. I feel like he had a very, very bad first half that if they're playing a lot of other teams in this league that they're gonna get capitalized. Like you said, like the Bengals were able to capitalize at the right time, but if we're gonna sit here and act like if they were playing like the Eagles or like any team with a high power offense, they're gonna put up points. Like you just can't be the Bengals and sit there and beat Joe Burrow and do that. Like he still didn't throw a touchdown.
They haven't scored in the first half through 3 games, or scored a touchdown in the first half through 3 weeks. Which, like, I mean, the Rams weren't really doing shit. Which, yeah, you're right. Like that's fortunate. Like this team wouldn't beat the Niners. Like this team wouldn't beat the Chiefs. This team wouldn't beat the Bills. Like they're just like they're gonna get another win on the road against Tennessee next week, but that's like they're gonna be able if the schedule allows it, or if they get Monday night cheese and whatnot. I feel like the Bengals will just start racking up these wins, but they can't be that sloppy. Like Joe Burrow just started arm punting. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, you play any real team. Like the Rams just did not look all there tonight. That was not their same Rams team you've seen. Or maybe we had some fluke Puka games or whoever the heck that dude is that I still haven't wrapped my head around.
Puka Nacua.
As far as the Rams go, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Kupp fits in this new young core. Not even young, but
dude, I mean, I'm just not very high on either of these teams. Maybe if their offenses were high powered, but after tonight,
I mean
26 higher on the Rams.
26 for 49 for Burrow. 26 for 49. Like so many of those pass attempts were just like dog shit passes that were going nowhere. To be honest.
Yeah, no, it was just a bad game all around from both teams, and just not encouraging start for either of them. I mean, the Rams are 1-2 now. The Bengals barely got their first win and like a competitive AFC North. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but just like I don't know, the offense just hasn't really been there.
I hope like Cup can help the Rams out, man. I mean, usually he bounces back really quick and doesn't need too many games to get back in the rhythm, but we're just gonna have to see,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I'm a Cup fantasy owner. I remember picking him, and Ben looked at me and he said, "Bro, you sold." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Dude, he just went to a doctor in Minnesota, and it's like, I hope that doctor fixed him up and did whatever he needed because they need Cup back. They need another weapon as good as Tutu and Puka are. I mean, it seemed like those are the only two guys that caught the ball, and that's like nothing else was really going. But how did we pick in that game?
We all had the Rams.
We're all clowns.
We are all clowns. I believed in their offense too much.
For the other Monday night game, which was the first one, it was and I think no one's going to believe in Baker anymore after this one. Like, maybe against a bad defense, but this was a good defense that was putting pressure on, locking Mike Evans up for the most part. He also just couldn't catch certain balls that were thrown to him. But I feel like almost the bigger story of this game is Jalen Hurts also becoming an arm punter. Like, everyone just started just yossing it downfield nowadays. I don't know. Like, it's like an epidemic of like quarterbacks just, well, fuck it, dude. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like kind of they're backed into a corner where they're like, fuck, we can't do anything else on this drive, so let's just arm punt.
I will say I like the consistency from the Eagles. You got Swift going 2 weeks in a row. We had the drama last week with AJ and Jalen arguing on the sideline, which it obviously doesn't mean shit because tonight AJ got his targets on primetime television. So I feel like they should be happy with how they played.
Yeah, AJ got his end zone looks too. He just didn't execute. But he had a great day regardless.
Also, it was another week.
I don't know. Just Monday night was so bad this week. They weren't fun games. I mean, one was a blowout and the other was slugfest. I don't know. You can't get a instant classic every time, I guess, but
Yeah, I'm kind of over the Eagles on prime time. They like to play where they're going to drive for more than half of the quarter, and it's just really painful sometimes, especially when you get to like 4th and 1 and it's like, "Oh, they're going to push them over the line again." Like, woo. Like, it's a successful brand of football, but it's not the most fun, especially when you're on national television on Monday night.
Tonight was a night that like having 2 games on ESPN or just not even on ESPN, just in general 2 games on Monday night was like it
it was
hurt.
awful.
Because that
Yeah.
later game, it was like we were all just done.
Yeah, we're staying up, seeing if like, and the Rams don't eat. I had them at 2.5. They don't even want to go for or go for 2 after the touchdown. Like, don't show us this game. They don't even give a shit. Like, come on.
I agree.
How did we pick in? I know I picked Bucks.
Yeah, we all had Eagles. You had Bucks.
I'm shit. Our records are updated. I had the most shit week. I don't
Dude,
know. I don't know.
I've been barely above 500 this entire time. I don't know what the fuck has happened.
Some of us are sharper than others. It happens. But to get to the beginning of this past week, we had Thursday night, which honestly, it was a decent game. I enjoyed watching the 49ers play football, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, the Giants are bad.
No, that was a good game to watch.
No Saquon. I don't know. Like, Giants just very mid. Like, last year was kind of like it wasn't like a Cinderella story because, well, I guess they beat the Vikings, but like that's all they really did. Like, they were just mid enough to get to the playoffs, win a game, and they don't look like that same team even from last year.
No, I was feeling aggression from them. So, I mean, I'm not that surprised. They're just locked in with Daniel Jones, and they're in an awkward spot where it's like, you go 6-10, or you barely win 7 games. What are you doing next year? Because, I mean, you're not really in a spot to draft a new guy. You're just running it back with Daniel Jones again.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Tyrod Taylor out there even.
Yep, 1 pass.
So I think also something like Daniel Jones, like sometimes can be a running back, and he just didn't really run it all against this Niners defense. So like, if it's anything that's better than their team, like nothing's gonna happen for them. I feel like, and they have to play like the dog. Well, but then the thing is, they played against the Cardinals and they still looked bad. So it's like I don't know. Like I don't know if the Giants are gonna win more than 5 games, to be honest.
Honestly, I think the Niners are genuinely the team to beat in the NFC this year. I just feel that way about them. I don't know. I mean, there's no way they get completely shut down by Philly's defense again when they meet, right? There's just like no way that shit happens.
I mean,
Like, I don't
that's
know,
like that's like just a battle of like such 2 different teams. Like you really have to think about that one.
Because if they can't move past the Eagles, and the Eagles are gonna be running the conference for like who knows how long. If they're shutting down the Niners offense, who else in the NFC can compare to what they do? I mean, nobody really.
We all had the Niners in that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty easy game to pick. I feel like it's like even though it's prime time, that didn't even feel like it was going to be close ever going into that. It was an Amazon one. I feel like Amazon usually tends to be pretty ass, but
No.
yeah, not much to say about that one besides Debo Samuel's pretty good. Yeah, they just like the Niners just look good. What's the first game on the Sunday slate that we had?
Titans versus Browns.
Shout out the guy who roasted us for saying the Browns wouldn't win. If you ever,
in the Bears Twitter group chat that we're not in, but NFL casuals in.
if he decides to waste his time and listen again, we're sorry, and we'll give better picks next
fuck that.
week.
Don't apologize to that guy. Fuck him.
It's a sarcastic apology.
It was always the
but-
Titans. I was not running with Massage Watson because I mean
He
it's
got
Massage
massage,
Watson,
bro.
and I guess he went back to dog mode. Like I don't know what happened. He was dog shit the entire last year he came in, and he came in this week. I mean it was a pretty easy win for the Browns. I mean if he's dude, yeah, no, that team is fucking.
Dude, Myles Garrett
They might be
like the
division
best
favorites.
defensive player
They might be
right
my
now.
division favorites, bro. Yeah, no, defensive player of the year for sure.
He's
I
having
think this year.
he's insane right now. Literally can't be stopped.
Him or
I
TJ
think the
Watt,
Brown-
right?
Yeah, but he's looked like far beyond better than TJ Watt in my opinion this year at least. TJ Watt's still he's phenomenal though.
I mean, TJ Watt's TJ Watt, of course, but I don't know. All
Yeah.
the spotlight's on Myles Garrett right now, and that's what matters for those like type of awards. I think Garrett's just gonna have himself a year. I think the Browns are gonna have themselves a year. I think they win that, dude. Very early, like, I mean, I think they have the best defense in that division for sure, and that'll take them a long way in those divisional games.
They have the best defense in the league.
That's
Better
a hot
than-
take.
Dude, that is a hot take, but like,
I mean-
kind of they shut down everybody. Well, it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was able to get.
I mean,
that was a TJ.
But that's like a
No.
yeah, that's
NFC
not
or
like
AFC
on
North.
like the defense did their part in the Steelers game. That was
Yeah.
more on like the offense was getting cheesed by primetime Steelers. Like I don't know.
Dude,
that felt like they were still doing what they had to.
Yeah, no, that feels like the only division where genuinely.
And when Deshaun and Cooper did what they had to, look what happened. 27-3.
yeah,
Like very similar to the first week when Deshaun did what he had to. Like
I
if
don't know who
if
they
the
had
offense can just stay together, the Browns, I mean I don't know,
That's
but
like, yeah, we'll worry about that
in
when
the
we're doing
next pod,
predictions,
but
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Sad for the Titans. We didn't do shit. I don't think we're gonna do shit at all.
yeah, you guys might be
So-
in Drake May contention.
Yeah. It is it's a tough scene.
And then you guys all picked Titans, but I had the Browns.
Dude, like, what the
Um,
fuck?
Gabe called it too. As soon as it
Yeah,
happened.
I knew as soon as I heard him say, "Give me the Browns," I was like,
But
there's-
the next game, we all failed. The Vikings versus the Chargers. We all picked the Vikings.
"See, I told you guys on
The
Sunday."
Chargers still suck.
No, I know, but
Dude,
like
State-
I gave
Staley sucks.
as soon as you came into Discord and like said that, I was like, yeah, same. Like, I wish I picked the
Mike
Chargers.
Williams tore his ACL.
At the end of that day, like both
But here's the
horrible
thing.
defenses, better talent's gonna win.
Who knows when
The
Eckler's
Vikings-
gonna come back?
The Vikings should have won that game though, but
Yeah.
like Kirk.
That pick at the end is barely a pick that got tipped up. Like, come on.
Yeah. Dude,
Keenan
Staley
Allen-
almost gave it.
Keenan Allen had one of the best games I've ever seen. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, that passing touchdown, and then he played like the way everybody disrespects him and doesn't regard him as top 5. Like, he played like the player we all don't think he is.
Dude, 215 yards is fucking absurd, man. Like,
And I think it's
and
also a
passing
testament.
touchdown.
It's a testament to how bad that Vikings defense is.
Yeah.
Like, they might not be capable of winning a game if they're going to be that bad. And like, then they made it to
0-3.
clutch moments, and like they still couldn't. They couldn't come up with a stop of like with Josh Kelly. Like, dude.
Yeah, dude. I have no like that team is just. I don't know when the Vikings win their first game. I mean, it could be this week. They got the Panthers, but like, shit's going downhill very fast for that team, and it's not even the offense really, because it seems like they're all going out there and doing their job for the most part.
And I
that
feel like the Panthers might be able to put up numbers against that defense because they were able to do it against the Seahawks.
yeah.
Do y'all
I don't
think?
know. Dalton.
You think Kirk is doing good, or I mean, he's leading the league in passing yards. I mean, what do y'all think?
I thought he was doing really good until this game. It's tough. Those interceptions are tough, but like, I don't know.
I mean,
I would say- I would say like I'm worried about his performance, but I'm not, because they were still in that game at the very end, even though he threw that pick and they didn't get that score. Like, he still like constantly has like kept them in these games somehow.
I mean, he's the only reason they're competing, really.
Yeah.
So he had 64% completion, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 fluke pick. I mean, what kills him a lot is he gets sacked so much. But like, I heard so much out of Minnesota that they're gonna have a great offensive line.
Man, their skilled players have played just that Madison even had a really good game, to be honest.
Yeah,
like they
92
all
yards.
just did what they had to do, even with the O-line selling and the D-line not even like putting pressure on the fucking Chargers. They have Mike Williams catching a pass from fucking Keenan Allen, and then he tears his ACL, like not on the same play, but
Yeah,
fucking,
no, the Vikings.
it's crazy. I don't know. The Vikings are dead. Like, that's a kind of play like you do, and that was like very serious. Like, that wasn't the Chargers being like, "Oh, haha, we're up like 15." Like, that's like them being like, "Nah, like let's get a score. Let's like pull out this fucking play." Like,
Well, they
also, if that doesn't work, we're all like Brandon Staley. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, that
No,
was like
I mean-
that was a legacy play for this season right there.
I mean, it was their second to last touchdown. Yeah, they finished with 28, dude. So it was a pretty big play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next game, I feel like we don't even really have to talk about it. Patriots versus the Jets. It was. I mean, it's like, it's Zach
I mean, that was
Wilson.
just
It's
classic.
yeah, it's not even fun to talk about.
We all had the Pats, right? Like, we all
Yeah.
didn't pick that
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, that's one of my 6 games I got right. There must not be shit to say about that.
Other
Mac
than
Jones
yeah, you can say it. Gabe.
Yeah, you hit
I don't wanna
Sauce
say it.
Gardner in the dick. He cup checked him.
Yeah. And
You
Sauce
weird guy,
Gardner
Mac
like
Jones.
accused him, and then they were like, "Yeah, we need video proof." So Sauce Gardner released video proof.
He released the video. Is that on Ahmad's Instagram?
Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
on
probably
Twitter,
on
yeah.
Instagram.
And then who is it? Slay. He's like, yeah, bro's been dirty.
Yeah, bro. We all know he's a
They've
dirty
been
player.
saying that. I mean, I've heard that for a
He was
while
the one
now.
that like twisted Brian Burns' ankle. I don't know.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
he
they have
was, but-
said that.
It's weird.
Posting this so I don't get fined. LOL.
Mac said something in the press conference, like I forgot what he said, but he had a response to that too.
I
He
mean,
didn't even say that.
yeah, like, I didn't nut tap him.
Yeah, Which player was it that was going off on the coach, man, on the Jets? I wish I remember, man. Wasn't Garrett Wilson?
I'm not sure. I don't even think I saw that.
Y'all see Joe Namath said he's seen enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy. Bro really said we might be good.
the
CJ
next
Mosley
game-
body slams Mac Jones after the whistle, and Sauce Gardner smacks his hand away instead of helping him up. What the?
No, that's a.
Yo, he did body slam him. What the hell? Okay, yeah, there's more to that.
Next
But-
game we got Bills Commanders. I took the
Yeah, we don't even have to talk
Solo
about this.
solo
Yeah, we don't have
commies.
to talk about this
Solo
one.
solo
took the solo
commies.
commies here. I didn't even sound confident when I picked them. I just wanted to be different. But it was a abysmal day for Sam Howell. How many picks? 4?
Or
Four.
first player since like 1985 to get sacked 9 times and throw 4 picks in a game.
Just a day for the Bills.
Yeah, that's one of those like Sunday games, not on national TV. They're just rolling, doing their thing,
That's a great
sharing
day to
the
be a
ball.
Bills fan.
James Cook.
That was a chalk and win for them.
James Cook is a fantasy god because in the fourth quarter when they want to run the clock out, they just decide we're going James Cook. And
That's awesome.
it works out. It works out
That's why I picked
perfectly.
him up.
They're good at just like that second half. They're like, we're just gonna finish out this game. Like they did it on offense, they did it on defense. I don't think the Commanders are necessarily a bad team. I just honestly, I've never really been that high on Josh Allen and the Bills, but I'm finally coming around.
I mean, that's a dominant like MVP performance. Like that is an MVP booster game for Josh Allen. I don't know.
I haven't even like thought about anything like that yet, but like yeah, I mean it was a clean game.
Build your case game, yeah.
I think he has to keep doing it, but
I just felt like the Commanders after this game, I think the Giants are better than the Commanders. It's just my opinion. I just feel like 3 points. I feel like the Giants could have put up more than that, man. Just my opinion.
dude,
Yeah, me and him went back and forth on like the Commanders and Giants like prior to this week because I saw the Giants.
I still think
would've
the
picked
Commanders are better.
Yeah, I don't know though, because that is like a tough game that definitely hits the locker room a different way.
I mean, if Sam Howell like, it's like one thing to not get anything done against like a bona fide Bills defense, but like if Sam Howell was to have this performance against like a division rival, it's like dog. It's like, especially if it's like the Giants and you're playing for like the third in the division, basically. Like,
Right.
I think it's acceptable to say that without Saquon.
And they're still 2-1. They started 2-0, so like Commanders are fine realistically.
Is Saquon expected to play next week? Or no?
I don't know. I haven't really seen anything on his.
I think he's a week to week though.
Week to week, just whenever he feels like it. Whatever.
The next game, I mean, I think it happened last year, but it happened again. The Texans whooped the Jaguars, and of course, we all picked the Jaguars.
I mean, you can't see the Stroud is here game coming in week 3.
Yeah,
No,
I don't.
mean, yeah, he's like looked good, but it was all like garbage time or whatever. Just like being down, they're only throwing, but like they looked really good against.
Well, it's
Jaguars.
like
he
him
was the best
and
quarterback in that game.
him and Justin Herbert are like both like the only 2 players to ever throw for like over like
I think it's just this year
1,000 yards in the first 3 games this year, or some shit like.
without a pick.
They
I
have
think.
like
Yeah, without it, like, dude, it's just like I didn't think like they were gonna look this good, but I mean, even though this is their first win, like if they're gonna beat the Jags in the division, like why not? Like,
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
gonna
definitely the
overreact and
game that
say-
it changed my mind the most, more than any other game this weekend.
But
I'm
like
gonna
now,
react- I'm
are the Colts the
overreact early.
favorite? Like if Richardson's
No.
healthy, I don't think the Colts are losing to either of those
think-
teams, at least right now.
I think the Jags still win just because of Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, and their weapons. But I'm going to overreact and say the Texans can very easily win 8 or 9 games and win this division if they play. Honestly, if Stroud's just throwing for 360 every week, I don't see why not.
Like the way I see it, like regardless of how the Bears did this year, like I always thought they were gonna have to have like a good pick next year, like a Will Anderson type, whether it's offense or defense. Like you normally need like a few good drafts to like start that standard. But the Texans like low key had that because they got the 2 and 3 picks.
They got Will Anderson and CJ.
Yeah,
Stroud.
And Will Anderson blocked punt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they don't
already a difference maker, making actual plays.
So I feel like they are just like a year ahead. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they got 8 or 9.
Also, like Tank Dell looks very good. They still have Robert Woods, Nico Collins looks fine. Like Stroud's finding these guys like 20 for 30, 280 yards, no picks. Like
and then Pearson, Singletary, like solid running back.
Pierce had a decent game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a team. It's like they're also fun. They're a fun frisky. Like you want to see them be good. You want to see a rookie succeed. Also, like they're not gonna play your team ever. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. I do think like a Stroud versus Richardson, like for the division, like would just be hilarious. Like that's the state of the AFC South.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're balling, then fuck it.
I would love to see one of those teams in the playoffs. That'd be awesome.
I feel like I'm just gonna sway less from the Jags in the future now. They worry me. I'm not liking what I like. Trevor Lawrence looks like he looked when he was a rookie again.
I mean, there's bad games, but like I do agree that the Jags just did not look like a NFL football team that game.
Yeah,
they did
like
everything wrong.
it looked like Urban Meyer was the coach and
They
they could
also
barely
did this
string it
last year,
together.
though. Like
Yeah.
they I don't know if it wasn't this bad, but they lost to the Texans.
I just
And
think
that
the more
looked like
concerning thing is that they're doing this, but the division doesn't look the same as last year, like where you have two teams trying to get top 5 picks.
I mean, I think the Colts like finally have what they want or wanted, which was like they have a quarterback. Obviously, he's a rookie.
And
but,
Gardner.
yeah, but like that defense is finally like, all right, we can go play, and like they'll score. I don't know. Like I like the Colts, especially after this week since the Jaguars lost.
CJ looks a lot better than Bryce, man. Before the draft, I never would even have thought of it, man. Like it would never even cross my mind. He just looks a lot better, a lot more composed in the pocket.
I feel like when you assess their situations and teams as well, like it just seems all very similar. And from like what we did see out of Bryce, it's like dude.
I think he's a good thrower, but like in terms of I don't know. I mean, just flat
Like
out
Stroud's just making these plays. Like Stroud's just getting it down the field.
I think Young was always gonna be like a developed guy, and Stroud like I thought too, but like I think
Here's
Stroud
the
has
thing.
come out.
Here's
super
the good thing
quick.
about Bryce. Unlike most developmental QBs, like Bryce already knows how to fucking throw. Like it's just getting
Yeah.
Bryce to be able to like
They just need to
get
get a
on the
good
move
core
or-
around
yeah.
him. Yeah, like keep that O line healthy and strong. Like,
Yeah.
but Stroud has looked phenomenal, and he's probably gonna win.
I will also say I'm glad that what we've seen from like the first 3 rookies that were drafted, like I'm glad we're seeing like I don't hate what we're seeing from any of them, and it makes me glad for like the
There's 4.
future. Yeah, like if they're gonna be leading the helms of these franchises, like I want
No,
them to
this
be
is what-
doing good.
No, this is what I was hoping for. I
I
was
agree.
hoping all 3 would be like good franchise guys. I wanted to see them all ball out. So
Like this is the future, and I'm glad that some of these guys are like looking comfortable already in their offenses, like specifically Stroud or Richardson. Like I feel like they both look comfortable in their offenses, so I just hope they keep that rolling.
And
Yeah.
then even though Richardson didn't play, the Colts are the next game. They beat the Ravens. We all picked the Ravens. Super close game. I feel like they're very identical teams. Like they're just
the
gonna
Ravens are
run the
still
ball.
the Ravens are still blowing fourth quarter leads. That
I
does
was
not
Yeah.
mean they're
watching
confident
I was
about it.
watching the pregame, and they show like the injury list. And the Ravens,
so many.
they're just like doot, 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 like
Already.
8 starters out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you
And
even
it's
have that
on
many
both sides.
injuries?
It's bad.
Bro, they had Melvin Gordon in there getting carries, dog.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
Dude,
The
like
fuck?
I could. That's why Lamar had like 2 rushing touchdowns. Like fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he had to take that shit himself. I mean, I think the story of this game is Ninja picking the Colts and just knowing somehow that the Colts had the Ravens number in this game. Like,
He picked the Cardinals and the Colts, right?
yeah, like
Wow.
he's a sharp, bro. I don't know how, but
I don't know.
I
what
feel like
the fuck.
this, like the Colts. I mean, Minshew's like. I mean, we saw him last
I mean,
year.
you could very well run that offense.
He's gonna be like a career backup because you know he can come in and like play good enough if you need someone.
Yeah.
He's
But
the
like he's not
NFL's
your franchise guy.
NFL's best backup for sure.
Yeah, like right now, yeah, Dev, I would say Chase Daniel in the past, but
Dude,
right now
Nick.
it's definitely
Nick in the past.
Nick Foles too. Won a Super Bowl off of it, but
Trust me,
I mean-
Chase Daniel personally is ass.
the Colts, we had the Zach Moss game. How could you have predicted something like that would happen?
Fantasy
Michael
sharks have
Pittman
been
looks
waiting
good.
for that one.
Bro, Pittman is good, man. 6'4" is hard to guard, bro.
Also, like Minshew throwing 27 for 44. That's a lot of attempts, high volume, but he like still managed to get it done. I also think that, yeah, like Melvin Gordon getting 10 rushing attempts is for the Ravens is like wild. And they still have Kenyon Drake. Like, dude, this is crazy.
Raquan Smith, man, is doing really good this year too in tackles.
I mean, that's what's
Yeah.
like, I feel like carrying them through most of the game. Because the offense, like, yeah, Lamar does his thing, but outside of that, it looks
Just
so
falls out
bad.
a
And
decent
like,
amount of times. Yeah.
Clowney looked good too, man.
he
I
did.
forgot about him. He's fast
He
as
made
hell.
he made a good ass tackle, and I'm like, am I reading that right? Like, that's
Bro, I had to look
Jadeveon
up his
Clowney?
number. Bro, he's skinny now. He's in the 20s. He's like number 20 something, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he looked good out there, but I don't know.
so,
I'm not that worried about the Ravens. Like, they're very banged up. This is how most of their games are probably gonna look.
See, this is just how every season looks for them. They're
Yeah.
gonna win. They'll win 10 or they'll win 10 games somehow, make the playoffs. They'll
Yeah.
lose a lot of close ones. Hopefully,
Next
Lamar
game-
can just be healthy. What's next
Yeah,
game?
for real. Next game was Falcons versus the Lions. We split on that. Me and Gavin had Lions. You and Alex
Dude,
had Falcons.
this was the Ritter game. I took the Ritter in the actual Ritters here game. The Falcons couldn't get away with it any longer.
21 for 38, 201 yards, 0 TDs, 0 ints. Like, he's just a fucking
I
I
idiot.
picked the Lions just because I thought they were gonna score way more. But like really, I mean, obviously they did. But like really, what won them this game was their defense. Their defense, like huge statement game. I feel like
Dude,
Bijan did not have like
Hutch-
any like runs.
Hutch is like
after the-
becoming one of the better players in this league.
Yeah.
So
No,
I really
after-
like the rest of the Lions season.
Among Us, Ross
after-
St. Brown.
the Falcons
top-
manufacture that comeback against Green Bay, like Detroit just completely shut them down the next week. So you have to feel good heading into
Yeah,
that game against Green Bay if you're the Lions.
I just
Yeah.
didn't think that the Falcons deserved that win in Green Bay. I feel like we beat ourselves that game. Oh, and
Yeah.
I would
And the
say,
Falcons, yeah,
knowing how I feel about facing Detroit, I just didn't think that if I'm worried about Detroit beating us and the Falcons got a fraudulent win against us, I mean, it was hard for me to not take Detroit. Bijan's good, but he's not going to do everything.
yeah.
yeah.
No, he had a quiet game that day. So
I also think for the Lions, like their offense looked good, especially like week now without Monty, like Jahmyr Gibbs taking more of the carries. Like, it seemed like it was fine and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't any like big break off plays, but like giving him the bulk of the carries, he seemed fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Wow.
seems like they don't really need Montgomery at all.
I disagree. I think that 1-2 punch of Montgomery
Yeah, I think
Gibbs is
they
going to
are
be
treating
good.
it like a Mark Ingram Kamara.
bro,
Like, I think that's a good one too, for sure.
Week 1, they looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy.
I don't know. They're just different kind of runners. I think like Monty just is like punching through like more. Like, you're gonna use him in the end zone. Like, he's gonna find his way there. Where like Gibbs, like he might just get you down the field and you could share carries with him. And
Gibbs is
I don't know.
like
Yeah.
Kamara.
yeah,
I mean, I think Gibbs is almost as good as Robinson. There's not a big separation.
ooh,
I mean,
I don't think that's that high of a
Robinson's
take.
better, obviously, but Gibbs is putting up pretty good numbers, man.
yeah. I guess Bijan, like through 3 weeks, they've
Usage.
gone to him a lot, like especially where like their drives are just all of consisting of like, how do we get him the ball because we're not going to give it to Kyle Pitts.
yeah. In limited attempts, split with Monty most of the time. Gibbs is really, I mean, he's shown out. So
Yeah.
What's the next matchup?
Next game, I'm gonna say my piece before Gavin does, because it was the Saints versus the Packers. Great first half, or at least pretty good. Defense shut Jordan Love out. It looked like he was in hell. He was throwing arm punts and everything. And then we get, there was really one nice drive in the first half with Carr, and then after that, it kind of ended. You guys hear that?
Alex. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Alex.
God damn, what is that?
He's just
He ain't even there. What was I even saying?
Said that,
Oh yeah, the first half. But like Derek Carr had one really good drive. touchdown pass to Jimmy Graham, and then defense was looking good. But then that second half, I don't know if it was the first or second drive the Saints had, but Derek Carr goes down just because that O line needs to be better. I mean, it was Rashawn Gary who sacked him and like injured him. Obviously, it's just what happens in football. But like he beat Ryan Ramczyk, who's our best lineman, when really our left side sucks. So like that whole O line needs to be addressed, and I hope this is like a wake up call. And then they said it was like an AC sprain or AC joint sprain or something. So I guess like Breeze played with that one season, but Breeze said he like when he had like that pain, he literally didn't throw all week and just showed up to game day. So like I have a feeling Carr will sit this week, but I would not be surprised if he's back next week. But abysmal showing from the rest of the team, like in the second half. Because I thought Jameis looked good. Like he was getting down the field. I didn't like how the play calling was working. They weren't running or anything, but like Jameis was finding Mike Thomas, which was good. And then just that last drive, it was just I knew as soon as we sent like the field goal unit out, I was like, yeah, I don't like this rookie kicker against like I think it was like 46 yards or something in Green Bay. Like that's a tough kick. So
I like the
Yeah.
special teams, man. That was a good punt return for the Saints.
yeah, Rashid.
That was clutch. It's clutch.
Yeah, he's been showing out all year. Gavin.
Well, I think there's a lot of things to like and a lot of things not to like. I think that, I mean, first half we were just not all together. I mean, Jordan Love's slipping on fourth down, and then next time on fourth down, he's got one guy thinking the route continues and the quarterback thinking the route stops, or vice versa, whatever it was. Yeah, not a good first half. And then we come into the second half, and well, one more thing. Him overthrowing the tight end really made me mad because that's just a throw that you have to make. That's a touchdown, and yeah, the Saints came out early. That touchdown with Jimmy Graham is huge for them. I mean, if we don't overthrow the tight end, that's a tie game right there. And I mean, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for the Rashid Shaheed touchdown. Like, you just got to get him down at some point. But other than that, I don't feel like our defense played all that bad. Like I said, like had that one touchdown drive to Jimmy Graham, but other than that, like our overall defense, special teams is another thing on that one play. But our defense held them to one score in the first half. You guys held us, but going into the second half, yes, Carr does get injured, but I mean the same defense that shut us out is the same defense that allowed us to make that fourth quarter comeback. So I mean, I think that just shows a lot to Love's testament and how he just wouldn't give up and said, nah, we're going to go out there and win this fucking game, which I'm really proud of. And, I mean, there was a couple of questionable plays. Like, it's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, you take an end zone shot, you miss 3rd and 2, you do it again. Dobbs makes an incredible play on the ball. I don't know what would have happened. I wish we're going to give our power back, A.J. Dillon, the ball on second and 2, and then give us 4 shots on end goal or whatever. But he trusted his receivers and he got the play done. As far as the final drive, I think our defense honestly let Olave do way too much. That could have been really bad. They were able to make a stop at the end because I don't know why you guys threw on.
I don't know. Dude, we didn't run that. Like I get you're going down but like we were down the field, and I don't know.
When you're at that part of the field and like you have the clock on your side, you just keep running.
It's also like we weren't taking like shots deep, like to the end. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I didn't get.
I think that play calling there was whack. I think if you are able to.
I think if we're a bit closer, like that field goal, I don't know if it's in, but like it looks a lot different.
I agree. I mean,
like that was a tough field goal. As soon as they were kicking it, like I didn't like the look.
I think there's a lot to like, and there's a lot that it's like I don't know. Like I want to be happy, but I'm not going to sit here and act like Carr's injury wasn't huge on the game. Like maybe our defense would have held you guys, and maybe it would have been a similar outcome. But it's like I don't know, man. We need to play first halves.
The main thing I think like Packers fans should be happy about is like Jordan Love was basically shut out until like that last drive where he ran that touchdown in. You know, like right after that, and then like he does that after being like essentially shut out, just having a terrible game. Not even just him, like the team. And then, bro, they missed the field goal, and then that dude comes back out there, like hyping up the crowd, being like, "Yeah, like let's go, first dub in Green Bay." Like I don't know, that's it's confidence is key for especially for a quarterback.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what people keep saying about him is his poise, his confidence,
Yeah.
how he looks, and I don't want to buy into that too much, but I really do like how there was never a point in the game where he looked like we're defeated. Like he stayed on his feet and was like, no, we're gonna win this game somehow, some way. We're gonna win this game.
Yeah, like I think that the one pick he threw was like, I think that was the one big question mark
I mean,
play
for
by
me,
him, and then obviously the missed throw to the tight end. But like other
the
than that,
miss
he looked fine.
the missed throw was bigger for me. I feel like that was
Yeah,
very obviously an arm punt. Let's just take
yeah,
a
there's
shot.
just nothing there.
We're gonna bring out the punt unit anyway. Let's just give it a try. That didn't really
Yeah.
bother me too much, especially at the stage that it was in the game. Like, I don't know. And hey, maybe we don't want to be giving you guys punt returns with Shaheed back there. Like, who fucking knows?
Yeah. Anyone else have any words?
Jameis took a little bit to get going. You know, I feel like that game is different because it's like it went from 17 points with Carr, and then Carr goes out, and then it's 0 points. So it's like if Carr is in that game, it's 200-0 victory, most likely.
I mean,
Wait, go ahead.
I was gonna say winning without Alexander, Watson, and Jones is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a huge win, especially heading into Thursday.
Is
Yeah,
it safe to
no.
say Olave's better than Thomas now, or
Yeah,
I
I
would
think that's
say
I think that's
Yeah.
pretty safe to say since
say
last
that.
year.
Wait, all
I mean, it's
time
a
or
No,
No,
not
no.
yet. Not
not all
yet.
time, but like
Oh,
right
yeah,
now on this
definitely
team,
right
like
now,
Olave
definitely
is
right
the
now.
one.
Dude, I got him on all 4 of my fantasy teams, man. Like, absolute dog. Like,
The thing
love
with-
what he does on the field.
The thing with Mike Thomas though is he's Derek Carr's security blanket. Like he's the one that called Carr. He's got the best chemistry with Carr. Like when Carr doesn't have a throw, he's just gonna throw to MT.
That's what I like about guys like Mike Thomas at this stage in their career. It's kind of like OBJ with the Ravens. It's like dude, that's definitely who you want to be your wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Like
Flat Boy?
I mean, if you don't have Olave,
Slant, man.
if you don't have Olave on that final drive, just at least as far as James Winston goes, I don't know if he's getting you guys in field goal range.
Hey,
I
he
think
might be
Olave-
slant boy, but
I think
I'm
Olave.
sure he put up numbers against the Cowboys.
Facts.
Probably running slants.
I'm sure Olave puts a huge difference in getting you guys in field goal range at the end of the game. That's for
I just
damn
want to
sure.
see like obviously Carr's hurting now, so it's a little weird. Like I just want to see a complete
you gotta
game
start James
where
next week, bro. I mean, you have. Well,
yeah,
I
well
don't
it's
know who
against
else you
Tampa
have.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
Jake
definitely.
Haener's suspended, so can't start him.
PEDs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They found stuff in his body that he didn't know he took.
Jake Haener got hit with.
He had a
PEDs.
He had a Tatis moment. He didn't know that's what they were giving him.
This for his hair, bro.
This fucking guy. Jake Haener.
But yeah, that does it for Saints Packers. Next game, I mean,
Is it the 50-point blowout?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, where do we even begin? I don't even know like how much we need to talk about this.
70 points in an NFL game in 2023 is.
Did they like
wild.
score on every drive?
No.
No.
Bro, no
They
They
Jalen
stopped
like,
trying
That
at
first
the
drive,
end.
Tyreek.
After
was
Mike
really
White
fast.
threw to Robbie Chosen, they stopped trying to score.
That was the 70 points, right? Right there.
I believe so. It might have been. It might have not been. But I don't think
I don't remember.
that it
Sean
just
Payton-
seemed disrespectful.
Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. And I'm not even like a big Russ hater, but Sean Payton, dude, he's like coming back like, yeah, we're gonna be a real fucking football team after all that Hackett bullshit. It's like, Russ, you gotta stop kissing babies and trying to win office, man. Dude, you lost by fucking 50. You gave up 70 points. Shut the fuck up, Sean Payton. Like,
I don't
he should
know
have
if
just stayed
it.
retired. He should have just stayed
Someone
retired, bro.
someone said this to me yesterday. They said if that's any other, it might have been you or Gavin, maybe even. Someone said if that's any other coach, they get fired. Like they don't even get to go in the locker. It might have been Eli. He said they don't even get to go to the locker room. They're telling you, no, you can go. Like you're good to go. But
Again,
Sean Payton's a legacy coach. He's won before, so like he's fine. If that's Hackett last year, Hackett lost his job week 3. Like there's no excuse for 50 points, but
I don't think we're gonna see them put up 70 again, but I think
No.
we're gonna see the Dolphins put up like 50 again against better teams than the Broncos. I
this
truly
is
do.
this is like talking about if Harden might go for another like 60 burger. Like I believe in the Dolphins to be able to do that again.
Yeah.
Tua is clearly like top 3, top 4. I don't.
Right. Yeah. Right. If he's healthy right now,
in
for
the
sure.
MVP race. He's deep
Also,
in the MVP race.
Shout out Devin A-Chain because he fucking came out of nowhere and ran down the whole field.
Yeah. So there's
Shout
Devin
out
A-Chain. Yeah, Mostert. They both went off, dude. And Jeff Wilson comes back in week 4 or 5.
No way.
So they are gonna be fine. And I still think they have Myles Gaskin.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah, no. That
Let's-
committee
let's-
is insane.
Let's keep it moving. What's
Next
the next game?
Seahawks Panthers. Super close one, but we all have the Seahawks.
Don't feel like there's much to say about this. I mean, the Panthers, like, dude, they don't even really want to be winning, even though they should. They should.
I
win.
barely watched this game, truthfully.
I mean, I'll just say what I speak for everybody. Most likely, when it's just like we knew that this was going to be what this was. We knew the Panthers would probably put up a fight. I mean, Bryce Young is not playing, so
This being one of 3 games in this 3-game slate was just
yeah, it's like
terrible 3-game slate.
Yeah.
We didn't enjoy watching this. You guys didn't enjoy watching this. Andy Dalton tried to make it as entertaining as possible.
The white connection of Dalton and Adam Thielen was probably the best part.
Sure.
Yeah, nice
He was
soccer
hidden
dad,
feeling.
nice soccer dad connection. Suburban dad connection.
But Gabe, do you want to take us away to the next game?
Yeah,
Which
so
took place in
apparently
Kansas City.
apparently there was some like football game going on at this like fucking Taylor Swift event. or
That's the
something.
thing
I don't
Taylor
know.
Swift was at, right?
Yeah,
With her boyfriend?
Yeah, her boyfriend, Taylor Swift, at the Chiefs game to see Travis Kelce. Yeah, that was that game. I mean, dude, Fields is just like, hold up, like, that's all I have to turn to right now. This is what we're focusing on for the rest of the year. I'm not looking forward to Sundays anymore. I'm just looking forward to Saturday to watch Caleb Williams ball out, see our QB next year. I mean, this is just like the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, and Bengals, Joe Burrow scenario. Like, we're just waiting for the season to be over, dude. There's nothing to say. Like, actually, I don't think there was one good player on that field on Sunday, truthfully. Like, not even DJ Moore. Fields, in one of the only deep passes they've, like, called for him this entire year, he hit Moore and he just drops it. And then it's kind of like, okay, yeah, that's the type of year we're just going to have. Like, guys like DJ Moore aren't going to be able to make their signature plays. I mean,
Yeah, I would read the stats, but
It's tough.
Fields
Not
hit under
only
100 passing yards.
99 yards on 11 for
I'm-
22, one TD,
weird.
one in. I mean, DJ Moore, the wide receiver, one. I mean, 6 targets, 3 catches, 41 yards. Like, at least he got a
Yeah, I
touchdown.
was gonna say he had a touchdown though.
He's at least that'll keep him happy. I mean, hopefully.
There's Bears fans. There's half the fan base right now that is still like on fields and convinced that if we bring in the right coach, we can fix him. It's like we already fired Matt Nagy for him because we were convinced he's the reason that Fields isn't doing good as a rookie. So we fucking bring in, and I will say our coach selection was fucking awful. Matt Eberflus needs to go. Getsy needs to go. Alan Williams is
gone.
whatever, is gone. Ryan Poles needs to go.
Resigned.
Dude, we already need
McCaskey's got to go.
Well, I mean,
Everybody
give
has
it
to
a
go.
few
We already
years.
we already need a rebuild, dude. It's been 2 years since we started a rebuild, and we already have to rebuild. I don't like any player on that team, genuinely, besides maybe DJ Moore. So we may as well just start with the centerpiece and get Caleb Williams and hopefully get Marvin Harrison Jr. too.
You think DJ Moore will get 1,000 yards receiving?
Hell
No.
no.
I mean, they don't. They need to step it up fast.
Maybe if we start Tyson Bagent, he has a shot.
If they played in a dome for more than half the games.
I like Mooney's chances better to get 1,000 than Moore right now, and I don't think Mooney has good chances.
Mooney and Eddie Jackson are getting shipped out.
I think
so.
Mooney's a piece they're gonna keep for a while.
Maybe.
He's
yeah.
he's
If
this
it's
he's
the same regime, like
Eddie Jackson has to be shipped out for whatever value.
But they beat Denver, right? Next week.
no.
I think so, just because Denver is abysmal.
I
Rest
think
of
Denver
the
Denver's
is
game,
significantly better than I don't know.
I think the
We'll
Bears
say
get a
that
fluky win.
okay.
the Bears
I'll
get a
say
fluke.
this. I'll say this. The difference between the Dolphins and the Chiefs games this weekend is the Dolphins kept fucking going. The Chiefs were respectfully not trying to drop
Dude,
70.
Mahomes gets 3 TDs and he's like, all right, I'm good.
Then they put Gabbard in, bro. He threw 2 picks.
They also couldn't get Gabe's over on Mahomes' pass attempts. So
Yeah, no, I was 2 off, so that sucked. But
yeah,
I mean, there's not
we
much
all
to
we
say.
all
We
I
talked-
think we all picked the game
Chiefs-
correctly.
Yeah, we all had
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs got it together. I mean, they're back. They'll be fine.
And then
Next
for
game-
this last game, Mike, as our guest and the
We have two-
Cowboys fan, you want to explain what happened?
Just the rush defense isn't clicking, man. James Conner had a day, bro. Just even Hollywood Brown was in the damn end zone, bro. They're just all the momentum, bro, was just there. I mean, it looked like January Dallas. I didn't know it would happen this early. But I'm not saying hit the panic button. Everyone's saying hit the panic button, but you got to start thinking: can these guys really beat Philly and San Fran? At first, I thought maybe they can, but now I'm just like, damn, I don't know, man. Even Detroit, I don't even think they could beat Detroit, bro.
No, you're just like thinking about the schedule, like fuck,
I
bro.
could already see Detroit in the playoffs. Fucking, oh man, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I feel so. We did our predictions.
What does Dak Prescott do? What does Dak
Last-
Prescott do?
What do you
Yeah, we all went
Oh,
Cowboys.
His interception was bad, but I mean, can you blame the game on? That was a bad play. I mean,
Josh
So, like,
Dobbs was
what-
cooking.
I
Josh
also
Dobbs
don't
was
know why
cooking.
they're not like
Yeah, I
running
blame
baller.
the defense more than anything.
And we did all right. So what I want to say is we did our predictions the day before. I believe it was the day before Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL at practice. So like we didn't get to speak on that in our last podcast, but it like his presence definitely like that loss of his presence was felt. I think.
I mean, when you see like Hollywood Brown like catching these long ass bombs, it's like, all right, are they even trying to go his way? If
And these
Trayvon-
these dudes are looking at each other like who was supposed to cover him. Like
yeah, no,
I don't know. Like
if-
not saying Trayvon Diggs is gonna like win you the entire game, but the stability out there, like you know, and
No, they
the
definitely-
rush. Like I don't know how James Conner and I had a guy tell me James Conner under receiving rushing, and I took it, and I shouldn't have because he literally it didn't
I
matter.
mean, after the last 2 games, how you see the Cowboys play, like you think, all right, like the Cardinals have to be worse than the Jets and Giants, right? But I don't know,
Bro.
dude. Josh Dobbs is real. Dude, Josh Dobbs is top 32 guy, and that's saying something.
That is saying something. I don't know. I think this isn't that bad of a loss, but you definitely like it gets
Football.
bad if you lose to like the Eagles or the 49ers.
You wanna
Like
be-
that's
With that
Bro,
start, you want to
Tyron
be
Smith-
3-0.
Tyron Smith just gets hurt too much, bro. I don't know what's his deal. He cannot stay healthy.
He's an O lineman, right?
Yeah, him and Zach Martin were out, and obviously Diggs, but that's pretty much
That's tough.
it.
Zach
That's
Martin, the right guard, right? Yeah, I mean he's a good ass player. Like, I mean that's always tough, and I don't know. Like usually I rip on Dak, but like watching that game and maybe just like if I look at the box score, it's different. But looking at the box score, I mean it's really not that bad. Like from anyone on the offense, like it mainly was just like a defensive selling job.
Yeah, they just got behind 2 behind early and couldn't make
I mean,
their way back. And then
I feel
Dak
like-
pick.
Also, like in the first 2 games, big plays from defense and special teams, especially like helping to score. and I feel like that definitely was missed a little bit this week. Obviously, you're not going to get that every game, but like to come up with like a takeaway or something, get like an interception off Dobbs, I think would have been like huge because it's not that big of a loss. It's just big because it's like it's the Cardinals.
And they play the Pats next week, which is going to be tough, bro.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You think Cowboys?
You
will
don't
beat
think
them?
so?
Early prediction:
I mean-
Cowboys win that game.
Ezekiel
I think they
Elliott
do
is doing
too, but Bill's gonna have them like give them a run for their money.
Well,
So.
we'll talk about that next week. But yeah, unfortunate game for the boys.
One more game left. Raiders, Steelers. We split on that. Gavin and
I'm
I
not
had
picking
Steelers, you
Raiders
guys
again.
got
Fucking Raiders are liars.
I mean, they should
Raiders
just
are
the talent they
liars.
have on their team and like having a coach as smart as McDaniel. Like you should be so
Smart.
good.
At the end of the game, before they fucking like just kick a field goal instead of just going for it when you have fucking Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and Josh Jacobs and all these weapons and both your wide receivers have been playing good. Like, who gives a shit? Like, don't kick a fucking field goal.
Dude,
Like, what are you doing?
Roll out Jimmy G until Adam's just like, go. Just go and get fucking open. Like,
Here's
that's
what I
all you
don't
have to
understand.
do. They didn't need a touchdown. They just needed a first down, bro. It's like,
Well,
I don't know.
here's the thing. I think on that drive you do need a touchdown and you go for a touchdown because I'm reading and it's like you kick a field goal knowing that you need to drive down the field and score another touchdown.
You kick a
After
field
getting
goal
a
to be
stop.
down
after getting
4.
the stop first.
So why not just try for the touchdown when you're in the red zone? It just boggles my mind. The field goal essentially does nothing because either way you need a touchdown. So you don't get a touchdown, you still like
Dude, because if you don't get the touchdown, if you don't get the touchdown, then what? The Steelers start on their own 16. Like, what's Kenny?
Yeah.
Pickett? I'm sorry, Kenny Pickett had a fine game, but what's he doing from his 16 with like less than 3 minutes to go? He's gonna punt the ball right back to you. Instead, they kick the field goal. Steelers start at their 25, and then first down after first down, you get the ball back with 28 seconds left. So
Yeah, that was like the first moment this year where like I was like, dude, put me in the fucking call of play because I would have done anything besides that to try to actually win the football game. Like,
yeah,
and I don't know if they're like thinking, oh, you know what, we're actually gonna just tank for Caleb Williams now or something actually, and they were just trying to throw, but like that was a throw job on national television. So,
dude, if
The
they're gonna
oldest
do
corner.
that, then they just
The oldest corner in the league got an interception. Can you take a guess, Gabe, who it was? Top of your head. Oldest corner
No.
in the NFL. Sorry. Come on, man. He's from Arizona.
Peterson.
There you go.
damn, he's on the Steelers.
Yeah, he's a Steeler.
Got a pick,
Devontae was
bro.
cooking them.
Yeah, that's a
Dude,
good
that's right.
pickup.
Jimmy G had 3 picks. Shout out Alex. Shout out NWH Johnny for the free leg.
I told him over half an inch, and
over
he
half an inch.
went over 2.5. So I mean, he did his thing. I mean, shout out to the Steelers. I used to be high on Kenny Pickett. I'm not going to give him the praise that he made or may not deserve. George Pickens, however, is the best player on the offense.
Dude, that's another Ryan Poles classic. Just let him
What?
slip
Not
through.
taking Pickens?
Yeah.
Who'd you take instead?
Pickens is so nice. Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon. We actually drafted 2 players ahead of him.
It happens. Yeah, I don't know. Raiders are dead to me. Devontae's
Raiders are
top
dead.
5.
Steelers are upgraded to frisky for me. I think they're a frisky team. Raiders are not.
I wish Renfro would actually get some action. That's pretty much all I have left to say.
Yeah, Raiders are frustrating. That's like definitely was the most frustrating game, I think.
I
Other
liked
than
it.
the
I thought it
Rams.
was a decent game, but like, dude, 3 picks and bad coaching.
Yeah.
That's
Well, like it was honestly a really good game, like good Sunday night game. But then the end, that play calling just killed me inside.
Yeah.
So, I think that's gonna do it for reviewing week 2. That's an hour we just logged in talking about all those games. I feel like good talk. I mean, I had a shit week of picks, but If you made it this far, comment if I should see Expendables 4 or Dumb Money at the theaters this week. And also tune in to the next pod because we're going to be picking week 4. Can't believe it's already been 4 weeks. Like, time just flies. So thank you
Yeah.
for tuning in and have a good
Yeah,
night.
thanks, Mike, for hopping on.
Shout
See you on
out, shout
next
out
time.
Mike for
Man,
guesting, man.
Appreciate it so much. Thank y'all.
For sure, bro. Gotta run
Shout
it
out
back.
shout out that Cowboys.
Shout out, man.
Dallas will be
Cowboys
fine.
Cowboys will be
Dallas
fine.
will be fine.